All right, folks, it's kind of a spur of the moment stream here. Wasn't planning on doing any streaming today, but I was watching Isaac's video. He's currently doing a stream right now, and kind of, I don't know, I just kind of felt compelled to touch on this very quick topic. Maybe I'll open up the room too. Let me just double check on the sound quality first, make sure it's not too loud. I can see already way too loud right now. It's 50%. Let me turn the volume down. Okay. I cannot hear myself here. All right. Microphone check. Microphone check. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. I'm not getting any sound. Ah, okay, there it is. I can hear it now. All right, excellent. Let's get the music back on, baby. All right, let me just double check some things here real quick. All right, sounds good so far. Okay, good. All right, why is that playing? That's supposed to go back to the previous video. Oh, these are all my shorts. That's why. Let's do this. It's supposed to loop on this one. Loop. Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, because I'm not paying for the plan. That's the reason why I am now getting you see me playing videos. Then when I'm man, I'm so scatterbrained right now. Anyway, let's do this quick. This is a spur of the moment video. A direct response to this bozo named Bob. He has this account called Nexus, and I just want to kind of talk briefly about this guy and the utter display of hypocrisy on the part of individuals such as this. You know, this guy claims to be this lone ranger in this community of ours. Claims to be this, to have this moral high ground above everybody in this community. Whether you're a Calvinist, whether you're a conditionalist, whether you're a free gracer, doesn't matter what you are. He has something to say about everyone. And rightly, you know, understandably so, he has the right to, you know, make his own comments and to respond to some of the things that people say in this community. He has every right to do that. And the problem is that he just can't avoid any type of display of hypocrisy on his part when he does that. He comes in here with this veneer of righteousness, but yet he is at the same time blaspheming God by calling himself a Christian, but at the same time, doing things that are completely contrary to the word of God. And here's, we're going to show a few examples. So, let's see. My biggest issue with him is that he's just too much of a coward. Listen, like I say all the time, this is the internet, my friend. The internet is, you're always going to have people who don't like what you have to say. They're always going to have some sort of issue with what you say, what you believe, what you do, that kind of thing. Even what you do might not be in any way, shape, or form contrary to God's will or anything antithetical to the scriptures. But that's just the way humans are. Humans are absolutely retarded. That's all. Let me see if I can find this video here. Give me a second. Give me a second here. All right. Yeah, so while I'm talking about this, let's see. Give me a second. All right. Okay, so let's see if we can display his channel on screen. Okay, so here we have the probably the biggest coward in this entire community. And why do I call him the biggest coward in this community? The reason why I call him the biggest coward in this community is because, unlike the other people who vehemently despise the Calvinist view, and again, it doesn't matter what view you have, whether it's Calvinist or something else, he'll always display some sort of distaste or dislike towards your position, and that's fine. That's it's totally okay. I just don't like the cowardice that accompanies this attitude of his. Because he just kind of slaps and runs, basically. He just kind of, says what he wants about you, and then he'll deliberately try to tag you in order to get your attention so that he can kind of rub this garbage in your face. And he's been doing this for years. He does this with everyone. It's not just me. He does this with everyone, even people who are against Calvinism. He just hates everybody. He's just a bitter old man. But recently, as you might have seen on my post, as a matter of fact, let's go there right now. I'll show you what I posted recently. For those of you who might be paying attention but may not be aware of my recent post. All right. Let's get this bozo's screen. Get off of my screen. All right. Let's see. So we're going to screen share real quick my post, because my post is more important than his. Anyway. Anyway. So let's see if we could zoom in. Okay. Let's see what this looks like on your screen. Okay, great. All right. So this is something I just posted maybe, according to this, 50 minutes ago. Almost an hour ago. And I say these words. I say, does this look like the fruits of a man of God? Does this look like an individual who actually cares about the eternal state of another person? Does this look like the evidence of one who righteously criticizes the free graces? Nah. And since the moral hypocrisy of Bob, aka Nexus, is so blatant, and since he shows no desire to engage in civil conversation regarding the differences he has with others in his community, then there's really, sorry about that. Then there's really no reason for anyone to unblock him. Which means that I did block him. And the reason why I blocked him, again, this is my second time blocking him, is because of displays of no interest in engaging in a civil conversation. And hypocrisy, too. See, it's one thing. There are a lot of people that in this community that do things that I dislike, and I can easily prove that are ungodly. Like the foul language, and the use of the excessive foul language, right? But I don't block those individuals. Why? Because at least when I have disagreements with those individuals, they have the cojones to engage in a civil discussion. You don't even necessarily have to be civil all the time, because half the people I engage with in this discussion, we usually get into very, very passionate disagreements where we're kind of raising our voices, talking over each other, that kind of thing. But you notice that I don't block any of those individuals, including guys like Smokey or certain other individuals. We have vehement disagreements, worldviews in certain areas of theology and soteriology. And even with application, some of these individuals have incredibly foul mouths, man. Antithetical to the scriptures. But I don't block those individuals. I have no desire to block those individuals. Why? Because, they're not coming at me in such a way that displays, I think, that is warranting me to block them. They show examples of wanting to have a conversation. They show that they have the balls to get into a conversation with people who they disagree with. And so I like that kind of interaction. I invite it. Okay. But it's rather unfortunate that you got bozos like this guy here that you see on the screen, Bob. And I've approached him. I've done a couple of videos on him in the past too. And he'll have these seasons where he'll constantly try to bug the crap out of you. He'll try to tag you, say all these boring videos where he does no real commentary, where he's just talking about his feelings and all this other stuff, what he feels about this. Doesn't really display anything factual. It's just mostly conjecture and all his feelings. And that's fine. Again, you have that right to do that on YouTube. Right? But he shows no desire to learn. He shows no desire to properly steelman anybody's position, whether it's the free gracers, whether it's the conditionalists, whether it's the Calvinists. He shows no desire to do that at all. So in fact, he just wants to continue to attack people. So again, he'll have these seasons where he'll be badgering you, poking at you all the time through his tags, through these stupid, boring videos of his. Right. And then people just ignore him. They'll block him. You won't hear from him for maybe a short while, maybe a couple of months or so. And then he'll turn around and try to befriend you whenever he sees that you are against somebody that he himself disapproves or dislikes. And that's when he'll start trying to be friends with you again. All of a sudden, you're friends with him again. He's just like, I don't want you to know. I don't want you to believe that I hate anybody. I don't hate anyone. I just want people to see the truth. No, you don't. He doesn't want people to see the truth. He just wants allegiance. And I think he just wants some sort of coddling towards him. That's all. Because the moment you do show him any type of approval or kindness or whatever towards him, it's only a matter of time before he starts attacking you again. And I know that everyone in this community that knows this guy feels the same exact way. This is why you can't take a guy like this seriously. And I know I'm kind of speaking to the choir. But look at this. This man goes around telling everybody, criticizing everybody for their behavior. And yet look what he does. He posts this video using foul language. And not only is he using foul language, but he's actually cursing individuals that disagree with him. Now, what do I mean by, what distinction am I making? I'm making the distinction between cussing and cursing. Okay, when you tell somebody F you, okay, and if you're doing it in a fashion that's not joking, that's not jovial, like for example, you probably shouldn't be using foul language at all as a believer. But I understand that when somebody, makes a joke towards you, they try to poke at you, your friend pokes at you, and you kind of say, F you, man. You shouldn't talk like that. But I understand. You can tell that when the person says that to their friend, that they don't mean it in a derogatory fashion. They're just kind of joking, in a friendly way. This is not Bob doing that. This is Bob actually cursing people. He's wishing this is not imprecatory prayer. This is not Bob being jovial with people who opposes or who he thinks oppose the faith. This is Bob. This is the real Bob coming out, speaking out as acting like his father, which is the devil. Because Christians might do this when they're angry in the heat of a moment. That's understandable. Okay, but no Christian goes around thinking about doing this to anyone every day. Okay. Again, let me repeat that. A Christian might resort to doing something like this in the heat of an argument. You know, things, your passions, disagreements are constantly going back and forth. Passion starts to rise, and the argument starts to get more intense. And then eventually the ad hominems start coming. You start calling each other names. Next, personal stuff starts getting involved. And then finally somebody throws out the F-bomb and says, F you and stuff, that kind of thing. Now, again, it does not behoove us believers of Christ to use foul language. Okay? All throughout the scriptures, both the Old and the New Testament, speaks against the use of foul language, corrupt communication. Okay, James chapter 2 James talks about this. I think it's James chapter 1. But anyway. But there's nowhere in the text that permits a Christian to behave this way. It's just not there. And if Bob thinks that he has the cojones to debate me on this topic, I will gladly do so. In fact, I invite it. But we won't do it. He won't do it. None of you guys that are hearing the sound of my voice will ever see that debate. You want to know why you'll never see that debate? There's only two ways. There's only two reasons that the debate will probably most likely never happen. Number one, God's sovereignty. God, in his sovereign plan, will not make this happen. And number two, Bob simply does not have the testicular fortitude to engage in a civil conversation like that. It's just not going to happen. And that's fine. But I want Bob to know that whatever issue he has with my position, whether it's Calvinism or moral behavior, whatever it is, I will debate him on any topic that he wants. And the reason why I can boldly say this in public, because I know that he'll never do it. He'll never do it because he's an absolute coward. I mean, just look on the screen. This is a snapshot of his most recent video. And this video, by the way, is not just towards me. It's towards other people as well. But when I saw this today, I mean, this was unprovoked too. I didn't say anything nasty about the guy at all recently, but he's only doing this because of his abject hatred towards what I believe. But see, again, it's not just about me and my so-called Reformed theology, but he does this with every single individual. Bob has no ability or desire to engage in civil conversation with anyone. I don't think he has not only does he not have the desire, but he doesn't have the ability to do so either. Let me check something here. I'm not seeing, I see people are watching, but I don't see any comments being left on the side. Okay. Okay, great. We got Free Grace Frank. For some reason, it's not popping up on my. There we go. Free Grace. It's good to see you. Good to see you. One of my favorite people in this community. Again, I mention this all the time. Free Grace Frank. We disagree with each other on the essentials of our position. You know, he's not Reformed. I am. He's Free Grace. I am not. Okay. We both have vehement disagreements on some things that I think sort of they're non-essential, if you will. Like, for example, we both believe in the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. We both believe that there's only one God. We both believe that within the one being called God, there coexists three persons, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. We both believe that you're only saved solely by the person and by the finished and efficacious work and by the grace of God, not of works. Okay? We hold to these views, and these are the essentials. This is what makes a Christian, essentially. It's really that simple. That is the baseline of what constitutes a Christian. Okay? If you hold to any of those views, you are a Christian, regardless of your behavior, regardless of blah, 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 right? From there on, it's between you and God. Okay? It's not for me to determine whether or not you're not saved. The only way that will come into play is with regards to church leadership. If I'm going to appoint somebody to be a leader in my congregation, I have to make sure that they at least have the essentials and the primaries down and understood and accepted and believed. Okay, if they have any of those things, me personally, I don't feel an issue with allowing that person to take some form of leadership. Okay, but if they also have this personal conviction that they must stress, let's say, young earth versus old earth, we can leave a separate segment of the congregation open to engage in those conversations, but not to the point where it's going to cause unnecessary discord. Okay? It doesn't have to get to that way. Like, for example, I would say to the Arminian or to the synergist, hey, would you mind having a Calvinist come visit your church? Most Arminians and synergists will say, yeah, they don't mind, they'll let the Calvinists come there and sit in the pews and stuff like that. And then I would ask them, I would say to them, but you would probably not allow such a person to, let's say, be, choir director or Sunday school teacher or something like that, right? And they'll say, yeah, probably not. Right. And understandably so, right? Because you don't want to cause any unnecessary discord within that local congregation. It's not needed. And I think the same applies the other way around, too. You have a reformed congregation. That congregation has the right to say, hey. Arminian, I think you are a believer. But you know what? We here hold to this particular view of soteriology. And so while you can definitely become a member of this congregation, participate in communion with us, go to VBS, maybe help set up chairs and all that other stuff. Okay, that's fine. But as far as taking a leadership position in the congregation, we're going to have to decline and say, because all of us here are of one mind regarding soteriology and sanctification. And we don't want there to be any type of confusion amongst the staff. And so we'll say, hey, God bless you, brother. We're not saying that you're not saved. We're just saying, hey, we don't want there to be any unnecessary confusion amongst the staff. So we're just going to have to decline. Free Grace says my view is more logical. Well, I don't know which view you're talking about, the free grace position or as far as the free will position. I don't know, but we can talk about that later. So me personally, Veckel, I as an individual, I can say wholeheartedly with no with full conviction that I can fellowship with individuals like, let's say Free Grace Frank, maybe Janet Duttridge. I see you on the side chat. What's going on? See, majority of people that subscribe to my channel are not Calvinists, yet they keep coming back. They're watching my channel. They're watching my streams. They're blessing me. Why? They know that I'm a Calvinist. They know that I hold to the Calvinist view, but yet they keep coming back. Why? Because they see that in me, I am not bringing up my Calvinistic views in order to attack people. I'm not going around wagging my finger and saying, you need to be a Calvinist now. You need to hold the same view that I do. I'm not doing that. And I don't see any need to do that. Okay? We just have this secondary disagreement. On this issue regarding how or why a man or woman makes a choice for Jesus Christ. Okay, and I say that that's mostly a philosophical argument, mostly a philosophical discussion based off of the text, more so than anything else. Because I don't see anything in Scripture that says that one must be a Calvinist or accept the Calvinist understanding of predestination in order to be saved, in order to be in right standing with God. as far as which position is more logical, I think my position obviously is more logical, because my position, I think, is more humbling, more sobering. When you put yourself in a position where you're saved by nothing you are or nothing you've done, that is a very, very humbling position, I believe, because you're solely dependent upon who God is and what he's doing and what he's done, rather than saying, yes, it's both God and who he is and what he's done, as well as what I do. You see? But again, that's more of a philosophical and more maybe academic leaning a discussion rather than anything else, I would say. And I think there is a lot of room for there to be a discussion on it. I don't think there's an issue with that. When I go out and preach the gospel, I preach with the Calvinistic mindset, but I sound like a synergist. This is exactly what Matt Slick says all the time. So he preaches like a Calvinist, he preaches like an Arminian, believes like a Calvinist, teaches like a Calvinist. So anyway, back to this this bozo named Bob. Yeah, I think Bob. So again, we have various people in this community that disagree with me, that I disagree with. We can have our back and forth, and we've had our back and forth many times. Half the time, the disagreements that I'm having with people in this community, very civil for the most part, very civil. And I'm not saying, you know, it's okay to be passionate. It's okay to raise your voice a little bit. I'm a big boy. I don't mind a little bit of passionate, banter, where people are talking over each other a little bit, maybe somebody's, preaching a little louder than me. I don't have an issue with that. What I do have an issue with, though, is this campaign to attack others while displaying nothing but pure cowardice. And this is why this is why I block people like Bob, because when he continues to tag me in these videos, and yet he shows no effort in engaging in a conversation, then that just tells me that he doesn't want to talk. And so since he doesn't want to talk, then why should I listen to anything that he has to say? He just wants to preach, but he doesn't want to teach. And so I'm not going to waste my time just sitting there letting him say whatever he wants to say. I've never subscribed to his channel anyway. I was never subscribed to his channel. And now not only am I not subscribed, but I also blocked his channel. And it's primarily because of, as you can see on the screen here, attitudes like this. So again, he's not only attacking Calvinists, he's attacking everybody. So he's attacking free gracers, he's attacking the Calvinists, he's attacking even conditionalists, because he comes off as this guy who thinks that he knows more than everybody else, that he's morally got it better, he has a better moral understanding than everyone else. But yet, as you can see, the complete opposite is displayed here. Does this look like something a man of God, a man who's convicted by the Holy Spirit, would do? No. There's no scriptural means to back up to support this behavior either. And if Bob thinks that he can, I know Bob's listening right now. We all know, because he has no life. He's a miserable old man, bitter old man. And all he does is take snippets of videos that he watches, and then he does his BBC commentary on his videos. And then after he's done with the video, he'll try to tag people. Well, you can try to tag me now. It ain't going to work anymore, because I blocked you. So I won't even know that your videos exist unless I deliberately go look for them, or unless somebody brings it to my attention, which I'm sure you'll try to do anyway. You'll just open up a sock account and you'll say, hey, look what, excuse me, let me change my accent. Hey, look what this guy Bob, I don't know who Bob is, but for some reason, Bob made a video about some guy named Veckel. Let me just share this video with, what's his name, Veckel? Yeah, see, that's what Bob will have to do in order to get my attention. He'll have to pretend, he'll have to go through his sock account and pretend that it's not him, and he'll try to tag me that way, or other people that he disagrees with. So Bob, so I know you're watching, so here's what I'll do. I'll unblock you under one condition. You grow a pair and show me that you have the testicular fortitude to engage in a discussion. At this point, I think you're so stupid and such an idiot that I can debate. You couldn't debate yourself out of a wet paper bag. I can debate you on any topic, no matter how absurd it may actually be, and I would still win. I really believe that. I can debate you that 2 + 2 = 5, and you say 2 + 2 = 4, and I would still win. I really believe that, Bob. I really, really believe that. So, Bob, since you over the years have constantly over and over and over again, and it's been a long time since I blocked you. I think I've had you unblocked for at least about 2 years or so. But now here we are again, because you have once again displayed no interest in engaging in a civil conversation or even in a passionate conversation. I mean, let's take me and Smokey, for example. Hold on a second, Bubbles. Me and Smokey bump heads all the time. Whenever we're on the same platform, we're bumping heads all the time. You don't see me blocking him. In fact, I've given him a wrench on my channel. I have no intention of taking it away from him, despite my vehement disagreements with Smokey. Why? Because I think his challenges. I think, in my opinion, even though I vehemently disagree with him, and I think there is a little bit of a demonic activity going on there, but I still say these interactions that I have with Smokey are still useful, in my opinion, in the same way that I say atheism, having encounters with atheists are useful. What do I mean by that? God, in his way, could use these opponents to the faith to bring about, or to invoke rather, or provoke, I should say provoke, to provoke the individual to do a couple of things. Self-examination, number one. Do you honestly believe what you say that you believe, Christian? Really? Okay. Well, let's see. I mean, it's not that God doesn't know this already, but he'll do this in order to bring conviction to you. The same way that he asked questions to Adam and Eve. The same way that he asked questions to Cain. Remember when God asked the question to Cain when he killed his brother? Where is Abel? Where's your brother Abel? I mean, think about that, folks. Why is God, who knows all things, he has full exhaustive knowledge of all things past, present, and future, ask a question to one of his own creation? Is it because he didn't know he was honestly looking for Abel? No. The reason why he asked Cain that question is to bring and instill conviction in the person that he's asking this question. In other words, the question that God asked Cain was 100% rhetorical. Where is your brother? Where is your brother? It's the same thing as if, let's say I had a jar of cookies, and I tell my daughter, don't touch the cookie jar. And then I leave, I come back and I notice that one cookie is missing. Now I know for a fact that she took the cookie, right? But I still ask her the rhetorical question. Did you take a cookie out of the cookie jar? Okay. Now, it's not that I don't know, that I'm acquiring some sort of knowledge. I'm trying to learn something. No, I'm asking her this question in order to bring conviction to her, to make her feel guilty, to make her feel bad, to make her feel remorse, regret, inner conflict. For what? For disobeying me. Okay? Ace Mag's in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you. It's been a while. Yeah. It's been a while, man. I missed those Monday streams that you guys been doing, but I know things have changed. Fro's life has changed now. So I don't know what you're going to do, but maybe we'll talk about that another time. But anyway, these are the reasons why God asks questions. Okay, he's not asking questions because he doesn't know something or because he wants to learn something from his own creation. He's asking questions in order to bring conviction to the one he's asking. Isaiah 46 makes it very clear that God knows all things from the past to the future to the present. He knows all things, so he doesn't need to learn anything. Okay? And so all that to say, bringing it back to Bozo Bob, I think that's what I'm going to call him. Yeah, I'm getting hungry too. We call him Bozo Bob from now on. Bozo Bob, the rabbit remonstrant. The rabbit remonstrant. if he really cares about bringing the truth to the people that he disagrees with, then he could practice Proverbs 16:21, but we don't see him doing that. We don't see him doing that. Hey, we got Brian on the side. Stopped in to say hello. Good to see you. Yeah. God bless you, brother. Love your videos. Keep it up. Keep it up. Here's another one. I mean, like over 90% of you, well over 90% of you are not Calvinists. You all disagree with the Calvinist view. But again, I love the majority of you guys. Why? Because, you guys, well, I love you guys as brothers in Christ. Because I think we all share belief in the essentials. Okay? Now, I'm not going to say and pretend to know that any of you are actually saved in that. That's only between you and God. That's not my call. That's between you and God. Okay? But until God reveals to me otherwise, I'm going to treat you as such. I'm going to treat you as a brother and sister in Christ. Okay? I have that obligation according to Scripture. I'm going to do that. Now, if we have a vehement disagreement on certain other areas of Scripture, I, according to Romans 14, and you do as well, according to Romans 14, have every right to withdraw yourself from congregational fellowship with me, and I with you. Okay? Doesn't have to be personal. You can just simply say, hey, Brother Free Grace, Brother Brian, Brother East Max, I'm getting ready to do a Bible study on my channel this coming Friday. You guys want to join? And you guys could humbly decline if you want to. You can say, no, I'm good, man. You go ahead and do your thing. From there. And see, that's it. It doesn't have to get anywhere. It doesn't have to get personal. You don't have to do the finger wagging and say, no, I would never worship with a scumbag like you. I would never worship with the reformed scumbag like you. Why would I want to do something like that? Right? Go get some fruit. Go get some fruit. Yes, we do. We have oranges. You know where the oranges are. Come on now. In the fridge. Where else would they be? Oh, go get a banana. Go get a banana. I'll be done in a minute. Yeah. Anyway. I said I'll be done in a minute. Well, in a while. Go get a fruit. Don't worry, you're not starving. Come on now. Well, I'm hungry too. If I'm hungry, I can nibble on something until I'm ready to make a bigger meal. Anyway. Oh, hot mic in there. Child abuse. Anyway. So, made me miss my train of thought. Anyway, so again, the other thing too I want to point out too, the distinction between Bob and some of the other people who in this community who disagree with me. The majority of you don't act this way. You're not putting up middle fingers. You're not putting up derogatory messages saying, well, I'm doing this in the name of the Lord. I'm hating on this individual in the name of the Lord. And then try to cover up with this veneer of imprecatory prayer. This is not imprecatory prayer, folks. There's nothing imprecatory about this at all. This is just flat out abject hatred. And Bob will try to come out and say, well, I don't hate anyone. But you actually, your actions say the contrary. Again, you've shown no desire to engage in a civil conversation with anyone. Or even in a passionate conversations with anyone, such as many conversations I've had with Smokey. I don't hate Smokey. I hate what he preaches. I think he got a big mouth. But I don't hate the guy. Again, if I hated him, he would have been blocked. He definitely wouldn't have a wrench on my channel. Okay? And I would do everything possible to avoid interactions with him. Okay? But you don't see me doing any of those things. Okay? Because I actually believe, despite what some of you might think, that I think a lot of his challenges are very useful. I really believe that. In the same way that I believe a lot of our interactions with atheists are useful. I really believe that. In fact, maybe a decade now. Wow, it's been a decade. I posted a video called Thank God for Atheism. Now, it's no longer on YouTube. It's on my Odyssey account. You can see that. The video is still there. It's old video. One of my first videos I posted on YouTube. And it was basically me saying that God, I believe, uses atheism as a means to, number one, provoke self-examination for the Christian. And number two, to humble the Christian whenever they're encountering an objection that they've never heard of or they're not familiar with, to cause them to study, to pray more. There's nothing wrong with that. And I feel the same exact way about my interactions with Smokey and others. Perfectly fine. I feel no desire to block Smokey, despite, some of the stupid stuff that comes out of his mouth. I don't want to block him. I think he's very useful. But I don't see that way with Bob, though, because Bob chooses not to have any discussion because he doesn't have a nutsack. He's not a man. He's a coward. He's a sissy. He's a lady boy. If he was from the Philippines, he'd be a lady boy. And so, Bob, we know that you're watching. Don't front. We know that you're watching, and we know what you're gonna do next. You're gonna make a video, with your fake British accent. I don't hate anybody. I just want people to know the truth. No, well, if you really want people to know the truth, why don't you make an effort to, set up an appointment at least where we can have a moderated environment. If you don't want to have a one-on-one, you're too much of a sissy to have a moderated environment. I mean, to have a one-on-one, a private conversation, fine. I'd rather have it televised too, so I can embarrass you. But at least let's set something up. But you don't want to do that either because you're too much of a sissy.
I did it because I saw my name.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I don't know the password, Bubba's.
Forgot password.
Yeah, I don't know where it's gonna send. We tried this before, remember? 1 second, folks. Hold on. See, now I'm gonna have it sent to my email, but it's not going to do it. See, we did this. I think Mama's home. She is home. See, it's not sending it to me. We got 23 seconds before. It's just not working. We'll try later after I'm done with the stream. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. Hey, Jamie. It's good to see you, man. Yeah. You probably you don't even know who Bob is. That's probably accurate. Yeah. I mean, nobody. This is a guy nobody knows. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. His channel is Nexus. Completely irrelevant individual. I think it's safe for me to say that. Because, again, he displays no effort in wanting to engage in conversation with anyone. Free Grace says Veckel's password is Calvinist. That's funny. I like that one. Yeah. Calvinism. Yeah, that's my password. With a K. Small K and an @ symbol for A. But anyway, so that's why nobody really knows about this guy Bob, because he's irrelevant. He doesn't make a noise in this community. He's just more of an ankle biter, basically, and people just kind of shrug him off and just move on. I think people who don't block him are just kind of showing some sort of sympathy, the same that they would show sympathy towards an extremely mentally ill person. And they just kind of let him hang around. It's like, oh, they roll their eyes whenever they open their mouth, like, oh, there's Bob. Isn't it so cute? Yeah, just ignore Bob. That's he likes to lick windows. That's fine. Just leave him alone. He's okay. He's harmless. And that's the way I think people in this community treat Bob. I think they treat him like a helmet-wearing, window licking, individual. This is the type of person who likes to point at the words when he's reading a book. And he follows with his finger. That's the type of guy that this guy is. Hey, we got Built for Speed in the house. What's happening, baby? John the Baptist. Good to see you, man. It's always a pleasure to see you when you come around. Yeah, I'm just taking the time to blast this guy, Bob, because if you're just getting here and you want to know why I'm talking about this, well, you could just look on your screen and see why. Again, for those of you who are just tuning in, I'll just kind of rehash why I'm doing this stream here real quick. Look at this. Look at the picture. It's a picture of a middle finger. Everybody in the universe, whether you're American or not, everybody knows what the middle finger means. This is not it's not a very nice symbol. Okay, this is not a very nice symbol. Okay, my daughter already knows about this. She knows that it's a bad symbol. She's only 8. She knows this means something very, very bad. This is the same as using bad language. You should never do this with anybody. You should not do this with anybody. But here, the reason why I'm pointing this out is because the person who's responsible for doing this is calling himself a man of God. He's a man of God, folks. He's doing this because he really cares about the right standing with God that every so-called professing Christian ought to have. So this is his way of bringing people closer to God. You got to believe it, folks. I'm serious. This is his way of bringing people closer to God. This is how you bring conviction. I wonder where that's in. Is that in the book of Second Opinions? I think Second Opinions chapter 2 says, curse the man of God and therefore bring them conviction. I don't know if somebody has a verse that can.
Don't forget about movies.
Oh yeah, movies at the. Well, we got a couple of hours left. Okay. If there's any verse that anybody can help me out with, I mean, come on, please hook up a brother. Is there any verse that we can find in Scripture that backs this claim up, that backs this action up? Please show it to me. Bob DeMarco. Right. Good to see you, Joe. Good to see you. Anyway, so I really don't know what else to say, but this would be an open letter to Bob, the rabbit remonstrant, Bob the bozo, the coward. And again, because I don't share the same convictions that you do, Bob, I will refuse to use any more harsher language, and probably because my daughter's right next to me, so I'm going to restrain myself from using certain words. But she says, I'm watching you. But I will say this, though, that the challenge to you is out there, Bob. Will you respond? Because I blocked you, the only way you're going to be able to reach out to me is through another account or through another person, some sort of in between. Because you've earned this. As a matter of fact, Jill, you're one of these individuals that he's posted this video towards as well. He's tagged you, and I don't know how you just like, you strike me as one of these individuals because you're good with working with retarded kids. So you're able to handle guys like Bob way better than I can. So you and you know what? Let me not say it that way. I should not say retarded kids. I should say mentally challenged kid. But Bob is retarded. You have people on one side, people who are mentally ill, and then you have retards. Bob is a retard. Yep. So you're still getting tagged too. Okay, so that means you haven't blocked him. Okay. Yeah. So Bob thinks that he's getting some sort of godly brownie points by tagging the Calvinists, tagging the free gracers, tagging everybody else in this community he disagrees with. And he thinks that this is the best way that he can work for God is by giving the middle finger to all those who claim to be Christian but disagree with him. Isn't that amazing? Absolute cowardice. We see the Apostle Paul practicing apologetics, right? We see it all throughout the book of Acts. Right? Where do you think we get the word apologetics from? From the scriptures. Apologia in the Greek. Okay? Do we see Bob practicing that? No, Bob is just whining. And man, I would use much stronger language as to what I really believe he's doing. But since my daughter is sitting next to me, I'm going to restrain myself with that. So, yes, I shouldn't say it anyway, but it's not going to condemn me to hell either if I did. But anyway, it's probably a good thing that my daughter's right next to me right now, so to keep me patient. So, but anyway, what I'll do is I'll probably open up the room right now. For those of you who are bored out of your mind, you want to come on in. I probably won't keep the room open for very long, but you're welcome to come in. And you got something to say. You want to talk about any other topic? I'm cool with that too. It's fine. I really don't have much to say, but I felt that I had to point this out about this coward, Bob. I think if you want to come in, you should still be able to come in. That's funny. Okay, so I'm gonna pin the link to the side chat. And I'll probably just rant for a little while longer for the next maybe 10 minutes. No one shows up in the next 10 minutes. I'm just going to shut it down anyway, because I got some stuff to do anyway. But the room is open in case you guys want to come in. Let's see. What else could I talk about? Oh, I could briefly talk about this interaction that I had with Smokey the other day. Remember I was talking about how interacting with certain opposers of the faith could instill some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? It could provoke one to examine themselves as well as to study the scriptures more and to look at things in a fashion that they were never provoked to do before. Again, I say the same thing about my interactions with both atheists as well as individuals like Smokey. Now, I've heard Smokey bring up this argument before, but he brought it up again with me in a recent discussion I had with him yesterday on Brandon Irish's channel. Let's see. Let me see if I can find Brandon Irish's channel. Ah, here it is. Let me screen share so you guys can look with me, because I want to give like a brief commentary on this conversation that I had with him. Come on, why isn't that showing up? All right, let's try this again. Try to screen share. Ah, there we go. All right, so now we're on Brandon Irish's channel. Brandon, I like the guy. I don't have too many problems. Definitely got some vehement disagreements with him on regarding the King James. He's a strong advocate of the King James only position. I vehemently disagree with him on that. Even though I love the King James, it's my favorite translation. It's my first translation to go to. I use it 95% of the time above all other translations. But I do also believe that it is not the best translation. But it's my favorite translation, and it's probably a cultural thing. But that's fine. That's neither here nor there. We went to his channel yesterday, and of course, I'm surrounded by non-Calvinists in this area. They just can't help but to attack the Calvinist view the moment they see a Calvinist enter the room. Instead of talking about anything else, everybody just says, well, since Vekel is here, let's talk about Calvinism. And that's fine. I don't mind talking, any excuse to brag about God. I'm open for it. Let's do it. Hey, I know this guy.
Yeah, you know this guy. What's up, asshole? How you doing?
Sparkle, what's going on, baby? It's good to see you.
I figured I'd see you. I saw you live. I figured I'd see what's going on here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, before I saw Brandon's channel. Let's see.
Were you expecting some craziness to come out of there?
Yes.
Okay.
Always. Always.
Yeah. I just spent a good, 50 minutes just kind of blasting this bozo named Bob. And, he's just displaying more cowardice. Yeah. So, he's just displaying more cowardice. That's all. And that's fine. He has the right to do that if he wants. It just still needs to be pointed out though that he is a coward. So.
Yep. Coward. Bob, where the fuck are you? You coward.
Absolute coward. Yep. Come on in. The room's open. The link is pinned at the top. Actually, can you see? Is it pinned?
Yes.
I thought I pinned it.
That's how I got here.
Oh, I had the screen enlarged. That's why. So I can't see the top. Okay. That's why. Let me reset it back to normal. Wait a minute. I don't see it. I still don't see it pinned at the top. What the heck?
Well, you're blinder than I am because that's how I got in.
I must have it on a different setting where I can't see it. Anyway. At least you got in. So at least the link is out there for people to come in.
Yep.
All right. So
let it never be said that I'm a coward.
That's right. Although I don't see any. I don't see any challenges that you're throwing at me where I would be led to call you a coward. So because you actually try to engage in civil conversation with people for the most part. Bob, however, just kind of he's basically your virtual keyboard warrior. The reason why I call him virtual keyboard warrior is because he will make some sort of attempt to talk with you if he gets caught in somebody else's stream. For example, if he goes to this Dave stream and it's just him and Dave, he'll talk all the sugar smack, but then once you appear in Dave's room, then he'll try to be all cordial with you and act like he doesn't hate you, he doesn't have an issue, but his videos say the opposite. So I don't know.
Yep, he's a weirdo.
Yeah, he is a weirdo. That's why you just treat him as if the way Jill treats some of his students. I think Jill, if I'm not mistaken, Jill says that he has experience working with mentally disabled children and stuff like that. That's why he's so calm and patient when he deals with some of the people here in this community that yell at him and stuff like that. Because I've asked Jill a couple times, Jill, how do you do that? How do you do it? How do you stay so calm and patient with these people, man? And he says, I'm used to this kind of thing. I said, oh man, well, God bless you, man. Maybe you could tell that God made him to be in that type of environment, to work with those type of people. Me, on the other hand, I don't have that type of patience. I just don't. And so that's why I have to block guys like Bob. It's maybe for my own mental health. But anyway. But if Bob wants to engage in a conversation with me, be it passionate or not, that's fine. He can let me know. But he's just going to have to find another way to contact me. I have to mute my mic. We'll be right back.
Okay. So, I am here, apparently. Okay, so why is it 0, for fuck's sake? Receive shuttles is always 0. Weird.
Anyway, okay. I'm back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
All right. So here's what I want to do real quick, because I'm getting ready to kind of start veering more towards wrapping things up. I kind of want to, unless you had a specific thing you wanted to talk about, or you just kind of hanging out, saying what's up.
I'm hanging out. Unless,
Okay.
unless you want to be like, fuck you, Bit Dice.
Well, I don't know if you're interested or not, but I'll just say it anyway. My family and I, we're going to go see the Super Mario movie today.
Ooh, nice.
I'm hearing a lot of mixed reviews. Mostly the elite critics of the film are giving it a 44%. They don't like this film for some reason.
I mean, I heard 49. So.
Oh, well, that's better than 44. Okay. Yeah, but the audience so far is giving it a 91. So, I'm hearing if you're a fan of Nintendo and a fan of Super Mario, then you won't hate this movie. You'll like it. So that's what I'm hearing. But it's not. If you're looking for something, Academy Award-winning material, you're definitely not going to get that. So don't go in there thinking that it's going to be up to par with, let's say, for example, K-pop Demon Hunters or something like that. You know. So and that's the attitude that I'm going to have with going into this movie tonight. I'm going in there. Hey, it's just a movie. It's just a popcorn movie. You know, I'm not going in there to get cerebral or anything like that. I'm not looking for Oppenheimer type of plot.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a feast for the eyes. That's all. And I'm a fan of Mario myself, so I know that people are describing this movie as an open letter to Super Mario fans. So if you love the games, you're gonna like all the innuendos, the Easter eggs in this movie.
Well, I mean, look,
Yeah.
it's still going to make. I bet you anything, it's still going to make $1 billion like the first one.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And that's probably the main thing that's going to bring this movie so much money is the fact that it's not appealing to a certain particular group, except for Mario fans and children. That's it. And you know, if the children like it, you know, they're gonna come more than once. You know, if they're by the parents' permission, of course, obviously. And of course, if you're a super hardcore Mario fan, you're gonna come more than once. And if you are an absolute cinephile like myself, you're probably going to want to watch it more than once as well on the big screen. So those are the three types of people that are going to make this movie a lot of money, I believe. I think it's going to do very well. I think this year is going to be a decent movie, a decent year for blockbusters, man. I really believe it. Yep. I mean, we got the movie Hail Mary that's doing phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I did watch that movie twice so far. I thought it was a great
I
movie.
still have to see it. I've read the book, obviously, but the movie is probably, I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I want to see the movie.
Yeah. A lot of people loved the movie.
Hello?
And people that have said that they love the book, they said they have no problem with the cinematic adaptation of it. So.
Oh, wow. So I guess they made a perfect movie.
You know, well, that happens every once in a while, right?
I know,
but
right?
see, that comes because the people who are making these films that people like so much are reaching out to actual fans of the franchise, of the IP, instead of just hijacking the name of an IP and changing it into something, vehemently different. You know what I mean? Like, what's a perfect example of that? Gosh, there's so many examples. I can't think of one right now. My gosh. But there was a Final Fantasy movie that came out many, many years ago.
Yeah,
but
Final Fantasy, the spirits within, like, it looked phenomenal. It was realistic as hell, but a lot of people said it wasn't really.
It was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
It bored me to tears. It had nothing to do with the game whatsoever. Then finally, they came out with Final Fantasy Advent Children. Yep. This is okay. Now we like this. Right. And speaking of Final Fantasy, I just finished Final Fantasy Remake, and now I'm playing Final Fantasy Rebirth. So I just started that game, and I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. I'm a Final Fantasy fan. But back to this Mario thing. So maybe they don't like it because they stopped playing Mario. Yeah, it could be. People just get older and more mature. They just get tired of doing the same thing. I'm a Mario fan. I'll play the Mario games, but I'm not a super fan where I'll buy every Mario game that's ever been released. So, but I'll definitely play it. If it's in my grasp, I'll play it for sure. I love the Mario Kart games. I'll definitely play those.
Okay, hold on a sec. That's another example. The leader of the Such a Boys. Everyone knew he was a demon. The Untrix didn't know Rumi was a demon. By everyone, do you mean like everyone in the audience or everyone in the movie?
Yeah, I'm confused too. What do you mean by everyone?
What do you mean?
He said the man didn't deceive the woman, did.
Yeah.
Are they making some sort of biblical connection? I wonder if there's some sort of biblical undertone to this statement here. I don't know.
Oh, okay. That just shows a woman. That just shows the devil can deceive women.
I think Josh Lowe is trying to red pill us here. That's what I think. Where this is the manosphere, the Vecosphere, yeah. But I'll be lying if I said that there's a lot of songs from the Hunters, the K-pop Demon Hunters movie that are very catchy. And yes, I downloaded a couple of them on my on my MP3 player for my daughter. Yeah,
Yeah,
for my daughter. Yes,
For
yeah,
my
because
daughter.
she wants to hear the song. See,
And you don't?
they're not for me. They're for my daughter.
Yeah.
You understand?
Okay, we believe you, Becco. We totally believe
I'm
you.
telling the truth.
By the way, Becco, have you ever watched the show Pantheon?
Oh man, that sounds familiar.
You should give it. If you have Netflix, you should have watched it. One of these, like the 2-season, 8 episodes each. It's basically about. Well, it's about AI, but not really about AI. Like, you know what I mean? It's about corporations and, computers, the conspiracies, intelligence. You should watch it. It's on Netflix. I mean,
Yeah,
without
okay.
giving too much away, obviously.
And what kind of medium is it? Is it anime?
Yes.
All right, I'm
Well,
going to.
it's a Western cartoon drawn in anime style.
Ah, I gotcha. All right, I'm
Adam
gonna
wasn't
I'm gonna
deceived. He
look
was
it up
deceived.
right now. Give me
Do
a
it.
second, because I don't want to forget. I'm not gonna watch the video right now, but
Well, yeah,
you know
of course.
why not? Why not? Pantheon. Is it just Pantheon or Pantheon?
Yeah,
something?
just Pantheon. That's a one word. Pantheon.
It's a series.
Yeah, there's only 2 seasons, and it's very good.
All right, let me screen share and tell me if this is it. This looks like it's what you're talking about. This here. No, not that guy. That's not a Pantheon. Come on, man. I hate these stupid ads. Oh,
Yep.
this is the writer of Hail Mary. Speaking of which, wow.
Oh wow,
Adam Weir.
that's kinda
Great movie,
weird.
folks. Great movie, folks.
Yes,
I highly
this
recommend
is-
this movie.
this, God damn it! This is Pantheon. Yes.
Okay, let me you know what? Let me let's I'm gonna watch. I haven't seen this trailer, so let me mute the music my background music here.
Hold on. Before you do,
Yeah.
I warn you right now. They spoil a little bit. I don't like this trailer because it actually spoils a big plot point of the show. So you know what? Don't watch it. Just go in blind. Go in blind. Seriously,
Oh, man.
go in blind.
What? Is there another trailer that I can at least check out?
No, that's what I know.
Wait, so how am I supposed? Well,
Don't blame me, asshole. Blame the people that made the trailer.
all right, you know what? Let's do it. Let's just take. You've already seen this series, so nothing's being spoiled for you.
No, for you, I want you to go in blind and enjoying it.
All right, how about this? I won't play it. I'll just kind of, just kind of jump to certain areas and just look at the art. I appreciate the art. Yeah, I like the art so far. Yeah.
You see it? You see what it does? This is why I hate this fucking trailer.
Okay. Yeah. I'm definitely intrigued. So I'm gonna go to my. And this is on Netflix. You said.
Yes.
And how old is this series? You said it's on season 2 now.
Like 2 to 3 years. It came out. Hold on, it came out in 2022. It ended in 2023. So it's recent.
Ah, okay. So that means I can go to one of me sites and check it out.
Yeah,
So-
you can go. But why would you? If you have Netflix, it's good. No.
Right. When I don't have Netflix. I go sail the high seas. Har har. That's how me see. That's how me
Okay.
see these shows. Har.
Yeah.
All right.
This is definitely a good show. A good season.
All right. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I'm definitely going to put this in my list of series to watch in the future. That is for sure.
Yep.
But anyway, I think
Get
I'm gonna
rid of
wrap.
this. Get rid of this.
Yeah.
Get rid of
Let
this.
me get this off my screen. Get off of my screen. What is wrong with you?
Be gone,
Yeah.
peasant.
That's right. Well, anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap it up anyway. I wanted this to kind of be a short stream anyway, mostly talking about this Bob the Bozo, the coward. But
certainly
since
no
we know he's
builder.
not going to show up, yeah, that's right. Yeah, he builds a lot of BS, I would say. But anyway, Yeah, because I gotta do some stuff around the house anyway prior to us heading out to go see the movie. So, did you have any final thoughts before I close the stream?
I really hope you enjoy Avengers Doomsday coming in what 5 months?
5 months. That's right. It's gonna be a big deal. Got a lot of good movies coming out this year. Doomsday, Dune, Spider-Man.
Yeah, brand new day.
I think Spider-Man is going to be phenomenal. I really believe that, man. The Supergirl film, I'm definitely going to see it on opening weekend. That's for sure. Because first of all, I love film. Number two, I like superhero films. But I really don't like what James Gunn is doing with these IPs, man. I'm not a big fan of it. Everybody that sees this Supergirl film is immediately saying, "Oh, that's Guardian of the Galaxy Part 4." That's what they're saying. And understandably so. It's got the same aesthetic. It looks the same. She looks like a female Star-Lord with that long trench coat. Her dancing. She's depressed. She's drunk. She's got a little furry friend. Looks nothing like Crypto in the comics or in the cartoons. All this movie says it's James Gunn. It's not the characters being brought to life. It's James Gunn's idea of these characters. That's pretty much the problem. And so, I don't know. At least we get to see Lobo. But you want to know something? Lobo, it's too late. It's too late for Lobo. What do I mean by too late for Lobo? Well, let me just do it this way. See, now you got me started, man. Gosh.
Well, sorry, but you need to go. Your family is more important than some idiot online.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They can wait. Okay.
Please, Daddy, let's go watch Mario. I want to see a plumber. I want to see a movie about a plumber.
You shut up, my daughter. This is more important. Anyway,
I love this guy.
All right, so this is Lobo. Everybody who loves DC loves Lobo. Everybody who likes Superman, they like Lobo, right? Now, and ever since Jason Momoa was announced that he was going to be a part of a DC film, immediately people thought, he's going to play Lobo. But no, what does Zack Snyder decide to do? Give him Aquaman. And he looked nothing like the guy whatsoever. It took him 3 films to finally get in the actual suit that people were familiar with. Right? But even then, that was short-lived. Okay? And so every time we see Jason Momoa, in every movie that he's in, he's almost pretty much the same guy. He's like this dude bro type of character. And now he's playing Lobo, which seems essentially the same thing. And this is why I'm saying it's kind of too late for the Lobo thing. Like the excitement for Jason Momoa to finally bring to life this character is not there anymore. Nobody really... Hold on. I'm almost done. Nobody's really that excited anymore because we've seen so many characters that Jason Momoa has played. They almost all seem exactly like this character here. Nobody really cares that much anymore. It's like, it's Jason Momoa finally. But when we see him brought to life in the trailer, we're just like, yeah, okay, it's. We know that Jason Momoa could play this character.
DCAU, DC lower right corner, DCAU, the logo from the Superman cartoon from like the 90s. Remember that? Right here.
Wait, which one? This one?
Yeah, no, the other one. The other one. Go back there.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right. So Jason Momoa is the perfect actor for now to play this character. But the problem is that now that he's finally got an opportunity to be this character, it's not as exciting anymore as it once was when the concept first came about. It's just not as exciting anymore. Now, are we going to see it? Yeah. We're happy that we finally get to see Lobo in live action on the big screen. Yes. But I guess it all depends on how he's portrayed in this movie too. What is James Gunn going to do? I think James Gunn is going to do a phenomenal job with that character in particular. But as a whole, we're still going to feel this Guardians of the Galaxy, Suicide Squad. What was the other one he did? Creature Commandos, the animation that he did.
Yeah.
It's all gonna feel exactly the same. It's not gonna be just Supergirl by herself. It's gonna be Supergirl accompanied with some other riff-raff characters. And just like we saw with the Superman movie that came out last year, it was supposed to be Superman, but then it was mostly Superman being helped by Wonder Man. Mr. Fantastic rather, and some other characters.
Wait, Mr. Fantastic is Marvel.
Oh sure, that's it, Mr. Terrific. That's what I meant to say. Mr. Terrific, yeah. So,
I've yet to see the 2025 Superman.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
Nope.
Again, like the Super Mario Brothers film, in my opinion, I think it's going to be just a bunch of eye candy. But again, I hate it what James Gunn did with this character, Superman. I hate it what he did with it. Oh gosh, I hate it. The suit is terrible. The actor who played Superman, I think, is a great actor, but he only did what he was commanded to do. He only did what he was directed to do. So he had to do James Gunn's Superman on the screen, and he made this Superman very whiny. He's not as stoic as we're used to, as we see in the comics and in cartoons. He's kind of whiny, a little bit too goofy. In fact, prior to the movie being released, there was this rumor saying that they had a couple of test screenings for this movie, and they had to go back and redo some reshoots because the first audience that did the test screening said that the movie was too doggone goofy. So, wow, really? Yeah, so I don't know. James Gunn is not the man that we think he is. I think he's good for Class B characters. Characters that people are not really familiar with. He's good at stuff like that. But he can't touch the main characters like the Trinity, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. He needs to leave those alone. And furthermore, he's not even taking his tentacles away from these films. It's supposed to be him superseding all of these other films, not him directing all of these films. He's only supposed to direct the Superman movie. But when you see the Supergirl that's getting ready to come out, it looks like he's directing it. You see the Green Lantern show that's getting ready to come out, it looks like he's directing that. So I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I've heard. You know what? I saw that the Green Lantern show is coming. I just don't know how it's gonna be. Although probably people already complained about it. I'm not sure.
Well, the big elephant in the room regarding that show are the suits. People hate the suit. You only get a glimpse of the suits, but from what you do see, it looks terrible. The suits look terrible. And again, it looks like the stereotypical James Gunn design. I don't know if you haven't seen the Superman movie yet, but you've seen pictures of Superman, right? Like you've seen the
I've seen the suit. I've seen the scene where he's in the the trailer where he's laying down in the Arctic and the Superdog, where Crypto saves him. I think that's in that movie, right?
Oh, hold on. I got my audio playing in the background. Let me turn it. Watch out, they're coming for you. ICE is coming for you.
I'm not Mexican, so I don't have to worry about that.
You're Mexican, so you're not okay. Let me show
Italian.
you. Let me see. All right, so now in some of these pictures, the suit looks okay. But if you get like closer, like here it is. Look at this suit, man. Can you see that?
Actually, you might have to make it bigger.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to a different screen then because it opened up. All right. Can you see that?
Yep.
Look how loose fitting this suit is.
Yeah.
I hate it, man. This guy bust his butt. Like when it was first announced that he was getting the role of Superman, you immediately started seeing pictures of this actor in the gym exercising, and he is in great shape. But by the looks of this suit, all that went for nothing. Because look how loose, it looked like he just put on a pair of saggy drawers over the blue part. It's so loose fitting, and there's other shots where he bends his arm and you can see like the crease in between his elbow, in the elbow area, just kind of fold up like crazy. Like it just looks so ridiculous. It looks like he's playing cosplay rather than actually, bringing the character to life. I hated the way this suit looked, and that's exactly the way their Green Lantern suits look too in this upcoming show. They look exactly like that. They look like they're designed by the same tailor. Hold on one second. Be right back. Anyway, so the Green Lantern suit looks looks like it's gonna be fitted the same way.
Can I see it? Can I see it? I don't think I've seen it. You wanna put it on screen or do it?
Yeah, let me see. Let me see if I can find that, because I haven't found any pictures of them actually in the suit except for AI generated images. That's all I've come across. But let's see. Green Lantern 2026. Hey! Oh my gosh, I thought I turned it off. It's not that. Okay. Alright, so now let's see. Can you see that? Okay, great. So let me see if I could click on it. Alright, so the trailers that come out, you don't actually see them in their suit. See, even this image here, this is one of the actors playing one of the Lanterns. He's playing Jon Stewart. Looks great here, but that's not what the suit looks like. Let's see.
I really hope they don't massacre my boy.
Well, which one?
Jon Stewart.
Yeah, I think the actor is Jon Stewart, who's playing Jon Stewart, is going to do a phenomenal job playing. He did pretty good in the trailer. And I think the actor, I think it's Kyle Chandler. You've seen his face before. This guy here, he's playing Hal Jordan. But he's going to play a disheveled Hal Jordan. He's already had many years of experience as a Green Lantern, and he's kind of old. He's pushing 60, and now he's just kind of training this new guy named Jon Stewart to become a Green Lantern. And so that's where they're going with the stories, from what I understand. Let me see if I can find a picture of this. Ah, here it is. So, and again, if you watch the trailer, can you see that?
Yeah. That looks weird.
Yeah, I absolutely hate it. Absolutely hate it.
It looks more like gray than green. It's not. I don't know. It just doesn't scream Green Lantern. Like, you know what I mean? It's supposed to be bright green, not this like earthly tone or whatever the fuck.
Exactly. You say earthly. That's a good word, because that is exactly what James Gunn is going for with this series. He's going for a more grounded view, a grounded perspective of these characters. So in other words, you're not going to see very much of them in space dealing with intergalactic characters and stuff like that. Most of the dealings that they're going to be having with is going to be right here on Earth. And so people will have mixed feelings about that. Like, I don't know. I guess I have to see how they direct it. But
is it like a buddy cop show or something where?
Yeah, exactly.
They're not gonna go in space at all. Are they even gonna use the ring? I'm so confused.
They are going to use the ring. However, there's one part where you see Hal Jordan flying, but he's not in the suit. He's in his regular clothes and he's flying. There's no green aura around him. There's no suit on him.
That makes no sense.
Right. It's just him. He's talking to Jon Stewart. Then he looks up in the sky and then he just blasts off and flies. But there's no green aura, no streak of green following him flying. There's no green suit. None of that. It's just him flying in the air. And so when people saw that trailer, they naturally had an issue with it. Like, oh, come on. This is what we're going to see. You don't do this for the first trailer. This doesn't get people excited. People, if you're making a show called Lanterns based off of an existing IP that's beloved by the fans, you got to show something that the fans are going to be familiar with or love. And they failed miserably in this trailer. The only thing that they did was show this suit. And even when you see the suit in the trailer, it's only for like a few seconds, like a second. So,
well, I mean, as you said, also Jon Stewart or whatever is flying without the ring, without the suit.
Like, yeah, you want to let's see if we can take a peek at it real quick. Let me take a peek at it. All right. I'm going to show you. The trailer's been out for a while. Lantern.
I feel bad. I feel bad for keeping you on.
That's all right. I mean, we don't have to be anywhere till 4:30, which means we have to leave at 4. But I do have some other things. All right. Here's somebody with a thumbnail where they try to color it more, the suit more. But okay, hold on. Let me see if I can do this. This channel is not monetized, so I think I'm okay with sharing this channel without getting my pay doxxed. But I will mute probably some audio. So can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, let's put us on the screen so we don't get in too much trouble. All right, so let me do this here. Go ahead and play it. Mute the background, the audio. All right, so as you can see, you got Hal Jordan and there's the ring there. You got both Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart in the car. And he said, "You ready for your training?" You know, he's just saying something stuff. He used a couple F-bombs there. Puts the ring on the dashboard. He jumps out the car. Then the car falls off a cliff. And then you see him appear again. And you can assume that he used the ring.
Yeah.
So he's got the look. I always forget how to pronounce his name. But this actor, he played Mufasa in the recent Mufasa film that came out. He's definitely got a superhero look. He's got the look. He could definitely play Jon Stewart. And the actor, from what I understand, from my observation, seems like a really nice guy too, man. He seems very humble, very down to earth guy. You know, every time people compliment him.
Suits.
Yeah. You saw the suit, right? You saw it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Me personally, I got a problem. I got a problem with that. So that's Hal Jordan, Kyle Chandler. He's from my state, by the way. He's from New York. And that Pierre guy, Aaron Pierre, I think his name is. I think he's from the UK. So he's got an accent. I think he's from the UK. Now watch, he's gonna fly any second. Not that one. See, there he is. You see him?
Yeah, I saw. What the fuck?
So he's flying, no suit, no green aura, nothing. So it looks like it's going to be more of a character piece, like a slash between a character piece and a superhero thing. But I have a suspicion that we're not going to see we're not going to be seeing a lot of suit action stuff, action in the suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's what's kind of turning a lot of people off regarding this trailer. But who knows? We'll see. That is just the first trailer. Show's not coming out till later this year, so.
By the way, The Boys Season 5 is coming out on the 8th.
Oh, man. Now, I have to openly profess, while some of their material is against my Christian conviction, I can't help but to love that series, man.
Oh, I don't blame you.
This series, in my opinion, is absolutely phenomenal. There are some parts in there that I thought are unnecessary, gross.
Oh, dude, I'm with you. There are so many parts that are just like that.
Yeah, like the sexual stuff. We didn't need to see that one infamous orgy scene. We didn't need to see that. That was gross. And James Gunn, as a matter of fact, tried to copy that in his season 2 of Peacemaker. And in the first episode, and when I saw that, I was like, dude, it was actually worse than what you saw in The Boys. And I just like, all right, you know what? That's enough. I already don't like the character Peacemaker as it is, because I'm so sick of that James Gunn and his sophomore college humor. Underwear, he has very adolescent type of humor.
Yeah.
In his comedy, and it's just boring to me. It just sounds like two kids in high school joking.
Guardians 3 was the best. You gotta admit that Guardians 3 was phenomenal.
I like Guardians 3. You talking about that's the one with what's his name? What was the name of the villain?
The High Evolutionary.
Oh gosh, I love that actor. Woo-wee. I
mean,
love.
he plays an asshole so well. I think people think he's an actual asshole.
Yes, yes. And you can tell he is a Shakespearean actor too, man, just by the power in his speech. Man, my goodness. I mean, he was the main reason I loved watching that movie.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I always cried during that movie. The Rocket story is just so. You have no heart. You're not human if you don't cry. It's Rocket story. Come on.
Yeah. Because I'm a man, I didn't cry, but I did have a little bit of a tear jerk, but I don't cry in movies. I don't do that kind of thing. So, but
yeah, man, protect our egos as men.
Just want to let you know. No, just kidding. No, actually, there was one movie that actually I didn't bawl, but I definitely did perk up a couple of tears. Is this one movie with Mel Gibson called The Patriot, I think it was called. And throughout the beginning of the film, he has this family of 9 kids and a wife.
Damn, 9 kids?
Yeah, something like that. And one of his kids is a little girl. She looked like she's about 6 or 7. And she is mute. She doesn't speak. But it's not that she can't speak. She just doesn't want to talk to him. And the reason why she doesn't want to talk to Mel Gibson, her own father, is because she's constantly being upset with him going to war all the time and worried about whether or not he's going to come back home safe. And so she hates it when he goes out to war to fight for the country. And so she has this resentment towards him where he tries to say, hey, honey, she doesn't want to come to him. She doesn't want to talk to him. So, but then there's one scene where he's called out to fight again. He's saying goodbye to everyone. He goes up to the same little girl and he says, can I get a hug? And she's just like, doesn't say anything. She just stands there, looks at him, pouting and stuff. And he's like, okay. So he starts walking towards his horse. You see the camera focusing on the little girl and she starts tearing up. She starts crying. Her mouth slightly opens up and then she starts running towards him. It's like, I'll say anything, Daddy, please don't go. And the stereotypical Mel Gibson face, chin vibrating. He sees her running towards him. He runs towards her. He's crying and he gives her a hug and and when I saw that, man, this little girl just running towards him crying, the only time that she opens up her mouth to speak to her father is to prevent him from going to war. And that brought a tear to my eyes right there. And I just like, wow, man. Wow. So that did something to me, man. Seriously.
I mean, I could see that. You're a father after all.
Yeah. Well, this was before I became a father, but we got Jill in the house. Jill!
Hello, Jill.
Jill the Baptist. I'm gonna call you Jill the Baptist from now on, man. What's going on, Jill? How you been?
How's it going? How's everything?
Good. I'm actually getting ready to wrap up.
Yeah.
I'm pulling a Jill. But what you got here? Destroying biblical illiteracy. What's that mean? Come on, give us a hookup.
One atheist at a time.
One atheist at a time.
So it's you know what? You're so cute, Jill.
What problem you got with atheists, Jill? Hey, National Atheist Day was yesterday. Yeah. But hey, Jill, real quick, how do you like being tagged by the big old coward Bob again with another one of his stupid videos? What's your thoughts on that? You there, Jill? Oh, Jill's black. He probably lost a connection because he ran out of can pay his bill. Oh my gosh, Jill, you got to pay your bills, man.
Yes, pay your bills, brah.
You got,
brah.
Yeah, bro. you gotta pay your bills, man. Gotta take care of it. You hear that sound, Joe? Right? You know. You know what that means. Joe.
I don't know what it is about black people, but they never change their gun.
I'm starting to see. Recently I've came across at least 2 videos of white people having that same sound in the background. So wait a minute, did I just hear that? And I rewound the video, and sure enough, it wasn't me. It was their video. I was like, oh my gosh, a white person with a dead battery in their smoke alarm. I can't believe it. Isn't that well, that destroys the stereotype, I guess.
Well, I mean, there must be outliers. Obviously.
Yeah, the outlier. Yeah,
But the
right, maybe-
majority, is always black people, as far as I've seen.
maybe
No
those white
offense.
people, maybe they're either half white or living in somebody's house that's black.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But anyway, Jill, I do sincerely apologize. But Jill, real quick, I got to make this quick because I do have to wrap up. Jill, are you there? I got to get your take on something. Jill,
Jill, you're
Jill,
being
where are
summoned.
Jill, you there? You coming in? Uh-oh, maybe he lost internet. All right, Jill, try to reboot. See if that works for you. No,
Oh, dude,
no, that's not working. I guess
that brings me back.
Oh yeah,
Like
Gateway
fucking-
Computers, AOL.
Yeah. Connecting to the phone.
That's
you
right.
know, the internet. If somebody called, it was not you offline.
Okay. Oh, he said be right back. Okay. Oh, he just put a note 3 minutes ago. Be right back. All right. So he probably had to step away. All right. Let me do this real quick. While Jill has stepped away, I do kind of want to cover this real quick. This conversation between Smokey and I, where he talks about John 8:31, and so I think this is for educational purposes only. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because he came into the room where I was talking to Brandon, Irish, and these other guys. But he didn't stay very long, so I guess he couldn't. For whatever reason, he had to do something else.
Brandon Jewish. I mean Irish.
Brandon Jewish. I wonder how he would feel about that. Brandon Jewish. Where is Smokey? I know he appears. He's only in here for a second. If I'm not going to spend too much time looking for the actual place. But I could pretty much reiterate what his challenge toward me, but I just want to do it properly so I don't misrepresent what his argument was. I think I found it. Hold on. There it is. Okay. Let me screen share this real quick. All right, so this is on Brandon Irish's channel. For those of you who are interested in checking out his channel, it's UNI Cooperative. I'll post the link on it side chat just to give him a little bit of props stuff. So in case you guys are interested, there is the link to his channel. All right, now, and I just want to have a little bit of fun tackling this issue because not only is it fun to do, but it's educational. So despite the fact that Smokey has an alternative, he has his own agenda to bringing this up to Calvinists and to other believers. It's still educational to say the least. So say it again.
This
is yesterday.
This? Oh.
This is yesterday on Brandon Irish's channel.
Oh, wow.
All right, so let me see. So you have to bear with me. I'm going to play the video.
No problem.
And what the heck is this? Oh, screensaver. Why would want anyone in an inanimate screensaver to view on YouTube? It doesn't make any sense. I hate those videos. You know that there are actual videos that are like 10 hours long where there's no motion whatsoever in the video. It's just like a design of something. That's it. Maybe 1 minute long. Okay, fine. You can just loop it if you wanted to play as long as you want. But why would you upload a 10-hour long video where nothing's happening on it? It's just one thing. There's no motion. There's no animation. It's just an image of lines. That's it. No sound.
Is there? Oh, there's no sound. Okay, well that's weird.
Yeah. I think it's one of the most useless video ever. And there's a bunch of them.
It's for torture.
It could be, but at least put some sound on it. So maybe replay a song over and over again. No, it's not even that. But anyway, let's go to this discussion between myself and Smokey. Let me see if I can play it real quick. I don't think I'm at the right spot to start.
Garbage.
You are under the. Okay, here we go.
believe about rich, so they weren't
All
the
right,
son.
so I'm gonna rewind it a little bit. Can you hear that?
I'm bringing
Yes.
you.
Okay.
Weren't
So are you asserting?
believe-
Okay, let's see. Go back a little bit.
You read it real quick.
Yep, you ready? Okay, so Smokey has brought this challenge up to people before, and you know it's fine. I think he brings this up to show two things. Number one, that this infers that conditionalism, meaning that true believers of God who are saved can actually lose their salvation. I think the other argument is that this asserts that you have to do things in order to stay saved, in order to remain in salvific standing with God. I think those are his 2 points that he is trying to raise when he brings up this verse here. So let me just go ahead and play the video, and then we'll do some commentary. Here we go. Ready?
Go ahead.
Okay, then Jesus said to those Jews which believed on him, if you continue in my word, then you are my disciples indeed.
Okay. So these Jews believed on him, right? So they were regenerated by the Holy Spirit.
well again, if it all depends on how you're looking at the word.
All right, so he's asking the question, the Jews that believed on him, he's asking the question, is this indication that they were of the Spirit, that they were saved, that they were regenerated? That's what he's asking. All right, and here's my response.
Believe.
Okay, if you
I just asked you if
I said it all depends on how you're using the word believe. Go ahead.
immediately before this.
Are
If
you-
you could
so
believe,
are you asserting-
believe on Jesus without the Holy Spirit,
wait a
you
minute,
said
are you-
no.
Are you asserting that? Are you asserting that these people who believed on him weren't saved?
Yeah, you know how I know that? Because later on in this chapter, he calls him the son of Satan. So how?
Okay, now, upon further examination, I agree with it. There's just no way around it. But what we can't conclude, though, is that this is indicative of one losing salvation, because there's nothing in there that says that they lost salvation. And I would take it even a step further. There's nothing in the text where Jesus actually asserted that these individuals that believed on Jesus were actually saved. He didn't call these people children of God. In fact, just as Smokey points out, he refers to them as the opposite. He refers to them as children of the devil. So the question we have to ask is, what does it mean then for them to believe on him if they are not saved? Okay. And I think the answer to that is very simple, that if we're looking at it in context, the belief there is not talking about one that is saved, but rather one that has understanding or been discipled by him in some way, shape, or form. And you can see that there are other scholars on the internet who actually hold to the same view, that the believe on him here does not infer salvific standing, but rather that they just had a mental assent or just a knowledge, maybe an academic knowledge, if nothing else, of who Jesus is, but they didn't have a relationship with him. And the reason we can prove that is just by looking at the rest of the verses, just as Smokey pointed out. So is Smokey right in saying that those that believed on Jesus here are not saved? I would say yes, but that's not a contradiction to one being saved and believing on him. Okay, it's just a King James way of identifying those who heard his word, seen his miracles, those kinds of things, but they didn't have a relationship with them. And it's expressed later on in that same passage as we're going to look at here. But let me just continue on with this conversation. Here we go.
How is it that God's regenerating them to believe, and then they're the sons of Satan and not the sons of God? How does that make sense?
So what's that got to do with what we were talking about earlier regarding John 1:13, how one becomes a son of God?
I came to bring my own argument, sir. This is what I'm bringing you.
Okay. So you're saying that one can believe and still be a son of the devil, or be outside of?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
literally what John 8 says. 8:31. These people, they believed on him.
So Smokey is 100% correct. It literally says these Jews that believed on him are also later on in verse 44 identified by Jesus himself as the sons of the devil, or that their father is the devil. They are their father, the devil. So
So again, we have to answer the question. Okay, can you believe and be a son of the devil at the same time? And the answer to that question is, if we are using the word believe here in the sense that it's talking mostly academic or just basic mental assent.
I mean,
Okay, and
quick
yes.
question, but don't demons also believe?
Exactly. You beat
Yeah.
me.
What
You beat.
about Michael Servetus?
And to give kudos to you, Sparkle. Yes, James chapter 2 verse 19 also talks about a different kind of belief, a different kind of knowledge. James 2:19 says, "Thou believest that there is one God, thou doest well. The devils believe and tremble." Now, is there any path? Does it? If it says that the devils believe, does it mean that they're saved? No, of course not. It just means that they have mental assent. They know about a thing. They know that Jesus exists. They know that he is the Messiah. They know that he died and rose from the grave. They all know that. Atheists know this too, right? The problem is that they don't have a intimate relationship with this God. And that's the difference. And that's what we see in John chapter 8, verse 31. Those Jews that believed, they believed in the same way that the devils in James 2:19 believed in Jesus. Okay, so they have they have document evidence of who Jesus is. They lived contemporary with him, so they might have seen him do things. In fact, in John chapter 6, it shows us that many of his disciples walked with him no more. That's not indicative of salvific laws. It just shows an example of people who listened to him, who studied his teachings, who learned from him. But they didn't have salvation. They didn't have a salvific relationship with him. And that's why we can say disciples that walked away from him were never saved. They believed in the same way that the devils in James 2:19 believed. The same way that we see the Jews
Becco?
in John 8:31 believed. Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Finish the stream now. Go do your stuff and go hang out with your fucking family. Jill, you get the fuck out of here and let Becco end the stream. Okay?
Oh, he told you, Jill.
Get the fuck out of here.
Jill, what? Jill's probably one of the most patient people in this community, man. So it's really hard to get him amped up. So.
What you have for me?
Well,
I'm sorry about earlier, but since you had something for me.
Oh.
Anyways,
Yeah, it was about this video. But thank you, Sparkle, for popping in. I appreciate it. Come back anytime.
Bye.
But it was about Smokey's approach to John 8:31. So he was saying, if you read John 8:31, John is saying that the Jews that believed on him are the same people that are being referred to as the sons of the devil in verse 44. So I'm wondering what your take is on that. Like, when it says the Jews that believed on him, does that indicate that they were saved, or what's your thoughts? You want me to show you a verse?
I don't know. I don't know. It sounds familiar, but it sounds as though they could have been two groups.
Right.
And I believe the one that didn't.
Right. Let me see if we can get my scripture on the screen here. All right. Let's see. All right. Blow it up. Okay. So on the screen, I got John chapter 8. This is verse 31. It says, "Then said Jesus to those Jews which believed on him." See, now this is right here. This is the part of the verse that's in question. What does it mean to believe on him? Right? Immediately people associate this with salvation, meaning that if you believe on him, then you are saved, right? Most people immediately would come to that conclusion. The problem is, we see later on in the same section of scripture, Jesus is referring to these same individuals as being sons of the devil. But let me continue on reading verse 31. "If you continue my word, then you are disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." Verse 33, "And they answered, saying, we be Abraham's seed, and we were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free? Jesus answered them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin, and the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth ever. If the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. I know that you are Abraham's seed, but you seek to kill me, because my word hath no place in you. I speak that which I have seen with my father, and you do that which you have seen with your father. Verse 39. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Jesus saith unto them, if you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham. But now you seek to kill me, a man who hath told you the truth, which I have heard of God. This did not Abraham. You do the deeds of your father. They said to him, we be not born of fornication. Oh, see right there, I bet you a lot of people missed this part. Why did the Jews immediately retort by saying this? They're basically saying, Jesus, your mother's a whore, man. That's pretty much what they're saying here. Because you have no daddy. So this is more evidence that I think, Jesus might have been black. Anyway, no, just kidding. But they're basically saying, Jesus, you ain't got no daddy, so I know what you're talking about. Where's your daddy? That's why they say we be not born. This is an insult to his mother right here. They're saying that Jesus is born as a child out of wedlock. That he's a product of fornication. He's a product of adultery. This is blasphemous. And they're saying this obviously out of ignorance. Maybe to some degree they're doing it willfully. I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out. This is a major insult to the Son of God. Right here. He said, they said to him, we be not born of fornication. We have one Father, even God. Right? And then verse 42. Jesus said to him, if God were your Father, you would love me, for I proceeded forth and came from God. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Why do you not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my word. You are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Okay, so rightly so, going back to verse 31, Smokey is raising the challenge, raising the question. Do you say that these Jews that believed on him were saved?
We said saved.
Right. Right, because he's seeing these words, believe in them. Right.
No, see the parable of the sower.
Ah.
The parable of the sower.
Yeah.
There is a seed, or there is a ground where the seed is planted, and but it doesn't have any root. It has an initial spurt, but it's a shallow belief. So
right, and that's why they can't produce fruit.
So you see Jesus breaking them down. It's like when me and you get an atheist in the room or a liberal in the room, and we just keep questioning it, beating them over the head with or synergists beating them over the head with the tulip, and then they collapse. But that's what happened. He revealed through the questioning that they really didn't believe.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then he concludes that they're really not his.
Yeah. By the way, Joe, did you see the discussion that I had on Brandon Irish's channel?
No. I meant to ask for that link to go over there and check that out.
I got the link on the side chat, so you can click on it. Wait, is that the actual link? Your biblical sign of the times.
Oh, that's right. He's the UNI. When I first went there to his channel, I think I am subscribed.
Okay.
I thought he was a Unitarian.
That's why you saw the UNI. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So I asked him, I said, "You a Unitarian?" He's like, "No."
Right. I don't know what UNI stands for, but it's obviously an acronym.
I'm gonna definitely check it out because I have a.
Now, I am 100% certain you do a much sufficient job than I did, but needless to say, I don't think any of those guys presented a strong counter to any of the beliefs that I have.
Is it a Calvinist, another one of those you're talking about movies, and then someone brings up Calvinism?
Yeah, it's another one of those situations. It's always started by Jace. Every time he sees me, it's mostly tongue in cheek, but he'll initially initiate a conversation regarding Calvinism, and then from there just goes on to a long debate. You know, and that's essentially what happened here. Same thing, you know, what it always, you know, how it always goes. The moment they see either you or me, the issue of Calvinism is brought up immediately. You know, that's, you know how it is. You know, and I think people just hate the idea. I know we said this a billion times. People just hate the idea of God just having some sort of control over our lives.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure you sent them back to the laboratory, just like as usual.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. You should have seen. There's one segment where they're actually getting excited about bringing up John chapter 1 verse 12. You believe that?
Oh boy, I gotta figure it out. I don't want. I know you're getting ready to leave, so I don't even want to.
Yeah. You can check it out for yourself, but let me just Yeah, I mean, I know you already know what the verse says, but let me just say this. Let me just go ahead and say it for the audience's sake. John 1:12 says, "But as many as received him, to them gave he the power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe in his name." And obviously, now the moment I read those first 6 words, you already know, if I'm a synergist, you know where I'm going.
Right. Gotcha. That's it. Gotcha.
Right. And what's the one keyword that they focus on?
That's the part they emphasize there. Receive. Right.
Exactly.
They try to emphasize that.
You got it. John the Baptist. That's right. That's what they focus on. They say received. See, you have to make, and you're gonna see in the conversation that I have with Jace, he adds to the text by saying, "See, you have to make a decision in order to." I said, "No, wait. Where does it say make a decision? It doesn't say anything. It says receive. That's it." Yeah, but to receive, that's an effort on your part to. I said, no, it doesn't say that. You're adding to the text. And then I brought up the analogy about being brought into this world as a baby. Did you make a choice for that? And he got stunned with that one because he didn't see that coming. He said, You're right. I said, did you make a choice to be a boy, born a boy? Born white man? Born into a poor or rich family? No, you had no say in the matter. This was something given to you. You received it. What about a person catching some sort of disease? Who I don't know, one individual, unless they're crazy, who willfully will go out to accept the disease that's going to bring to them physical, whatever, destroy them physically. Why would anybody want to actually go out to receive something like that? That's stupid.
But that's interesting that this passage was brought up after John 8, because we see John here.
Well, actually, this was brought up before John 8, but yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, either way, the pattern is very important. We see John is showing 2 kinds of belief.
Yep.
Here is the true belief. This is the belief that, is what makes you a child of God, as opposed to a false, incomplete belief, I'll say, which doesn't endure.
Exactly.
Doesn't abide in me. If you abide in me. So true faith will abide.
Right. And there are many scholars, even those outside of the Reformed camp, would actually agree with everything that you just said just now. Yep.
Yeah. If you abide in my word, you are my true disciples. But that abiding, by the way, is by the power of the Holy Spirit.
By the power of the Holy Spirit.
Not by your might.
Exactly. And that's the problem. So John 8, let's go back there real quick. John 8:31 does not prove, number one, that you can lose your salvation. It does not prove that. And neither does it prove that you have to continue in good works in order to stay saved. This is not a doctrinal statement here.
You know what Jesus is doing in John 8? And I sort of alluded to this earlier. We have somebody come in the room that says, I believe, I'm a Christian. And then we start asking questions. Who is Jesus? Well, Jesus is the half brother of Satan. Well, who is Moses? Well, Moses was my great grandfather. I'm actually a descendant of Moses and them, Moses and them, Well, what about the virgin birth? Do you believe in the no, Mary actually had 3 kids before Jesus was even born. So you actually expose them that their belief is actually false.
Yep.
So that's what Jesus is doing in 8:30.
Right.
Now he knows who they are, but he
Right.
is revealing not for himself. He is revealing who they are for those who are listening.
See, now here's Smokey's argument. He'll focus on this word. If you continue in my word, then you are my disciples indeed. So he misreads this and assumes that this is a prescriptive text as to how one remains saved. But that's not what this is. Right.
He's thinking this is an order of salvation here.
Exactly. That's his problem. If anybody does this research, they'll see that this is written in what's called the aorist active subjunctive. And this basically is asserting something that is like, it's not saying, this is not making it conditional or not necessarily conditional. Maybe it's a bad word. Because you do, in order for you to be saved, you have to believe. Yeah, that is the condition of one, being saved is one that believes, right? But you can't, but how do you believe is the question that's being raised by the Calvinists. We say, how does one come to that faith? It's definitely not something innate in you. This is not something that you just, apart from the Holy Spirit, willfully decide to do. This is something that is granted to you according to Acts and according to Ephesians chapter 2, But he's saying here, Smokey's saying here, then you are my disciples if you continue in my word. I think what this is rather saying is pointing out in a descriptive manner, not prescriptive, but descriptive. Is simply telling you that you are his disciples if you continue in his word. See, this doesn't say that you will remain his disciples or you'll become his disciples if you continue in his word. It's just simply telling you this is what a disciple is and what a disciple does. Period.
Right. If you step on the gas pedal, the car will accelerate.
Right.
Okay. That's how you were made. So
right.
That's what will happen in real time when you actually go do it. But that's how you were designed.
Right.
If they step on the gas pedal, the car does not accelerate because they were not designed. So they can do the same thing you're doing, but they are not designed for the car to actually accelerate.
In verse 32, it says, "And you shall know the truth." So it's continuing on about those who are disciples of Christ. They will continue in the word, and they'll know the truth, and they'll be made free, because the truth does that to those who accept the truth, who know the truth.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? And then he goes on to make more distinctions here. Verse 34 says, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. The servant abideth not in the house forever, but the son abideth forever. See, so he's saying here that he's making a distinction here between a son and a servant. Son is obviously a more intimate term than the servant. Obviously, servant can be looked at as a machine or an automaton with no thought of their own, as opposed to a person who's a son who's been given some inheritance. Okay, and they have the right to a particular thing because it's been granted unto them or passed down to them. So this shows a level of intimacy here. This is what believers are. We are sons and we will abide forever. The servant, however, does not abide forever because they're only there for their personal gain. And I think this is the category that these individuals up here in 31 are in. They believed in him, but not salvifically. They were not sons of God. They did not abide. And then he continues on, capital S, "If the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. I know that you are Abraham's seed." Again, talking to people in verse 31. But you seek to kill me. See, sons of God don't do this. Sons of God don't seek to kill Jesus. Okay? I don't know a single Christian who says, you know what, I like to kill Jesus someday. No Christian, no blood-bought, born-again believer thinks this way. No such words we'd even utter out of their mouth. Okay. Verse 38. "I speak," Jesus is continuing, "I speak that which I have seen in my Father, and you do that which you have seen with your father." See, another distinction here. He's talking about the Heavenly Father, who is our Father, the sons of God. And then he says that these people are the sons of another Father. Okay. So he's obviously not talking about them having the same father. These people are not saved. These people who he's addressing, at least at this moment, we can say, to be charitable, they are not saved at this moment. Maybe they're never saved at all. Maybe they're actually reprobates. That's not revealed in this passage. But he does say that they are of their father, the devil. Verse 39, they answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Jesus said unto them, if you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham. See, again, going back to making this distinction. See, but now you seek to kill me, a man that hath told you the truth, which I have heard of God. This did not Abraham. There's no example of Abraham trying to kill men of God, children of God. There's no example of that. But these people are exhibiting this thing where they're blaspheming the Lord and they're threatening to kill him. And then Jesus says in verse 41, you do the deeds of your father. Which father? Is he talking about Abraham? Nope. He reveals that later on in verse 44. And they said unto him, we be not born of fornication. We have one father, even God. See, so these people are claiming to be of God, just like we got a lot of people in this community that claim to be of God, Bob, but yet they don't do what God commands them to do. Going around giving the middle finger to everybody that disagrees with them. That God doesn't command you to do that. What's God command? And that's again, I want to reiterate. I understand that people might, in a heat of an argument, might say, throw out the F-bomb at you, to give you the middle finger. I understand that because that's a fleshly knee-jerk reaction. I understand that. That can happen. Okay. But to go on a campaign where you're actually taking the time, sitting down and putting together a video, you're editing it, you're putting music on it, and you're doing all that, you're spending all that time, because it's not, it takes a little bit of time to edit a video. When you're editing a video, that means you're working with intent, with an endeavor, with an agenda to put across a particular message. And how are you going to be a Christian? How are you going to be a man of God and deliberately taking time to put out a video where you're saying, you know what, F you? What kind of man of God does that? That's not a man of God. And Bob, I know you're listening. So if you got a pair, come on in the room. But you know what Bob's going to do, Jill, though? You know what he's going to do? He knows that I'm getting ready to... that's the second thing he's going to do. But the first thing he's going to do is make an excuse to not come in by waiting till I wrap things up on this stream. He's like, oh, well, Vecca's closing shop anyway, so I guess he's running from me. That's what he's going to do, the big coward. The cojones less coward. He's not going to show up. He's going to continue to be a coward, just like he's always been. And continue to tag you. He's going to tag me. He's going to tag CJ Cox. He's going to tag every. Yeah. Oh yeah. His recent video, he tagged all of us because he's a coward. He's a little sissy. And you guys are glad. You guys be glad my daughter's sitting next to me, man, because I'll be using some other language right now. But,
I want to show you something, Vecco.
Yeah.
Real quick. I know you. What time does the movie start?
I got some time, but I do want to wrap it up a little bit, like at least an hour before we have to leave. But let me just wrap up by reading the last two verses while you're getting prepared.
I actually got to go anyway. But
Oh, okay. All right, man. Okay. Well, thanks for coming around anyway, man. So I appreciate it. Always a pleasure. All right. Verse 42. Jesus said unto him, if God were your father, you would love me, for I proceed forth and came from God. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Verse 43. Why do you not understand my speech? So he's asking these people in verse 31, why do you not understand my speech? And then he follows it up with the reason why. Because you cannot hear my word. Why can't they hear his word? He gives you the answer to that in verse 44. You are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. Now, so is Smokey right in saying that these individuals in verse 31 did not believe? They were not saved? Yes, I totally 100% agree with him. Okay. What it does not, though, assert is that one must continue in the faith in order to stay saved. So Jesus is not asserting here that these were once people who actually had a salvific intimate relationship with him, but then lost their salvation because they stopped doing his deed. They stopped doing the deeds of the Father. That's not what the text implies. That's not at all what it says here. It does not say that they lost their salvific stance because they stopped believing or they stopped doing this or that. That's not what the text says. Smokey is wrong. Okay? All we do see here is Jesus doing one simple thing. He's pointing out the attributes of these people that do not believe in him salvifically. Period. And he's making a distinction. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. Jamie, I'm getting ready to close up shop. You guys got to stop doing this to me. What's going on?
Sorry.
How you been? Good
Yeah,
to see you.
John 8. I think in John 8, you see this in John 5 is where it starts, if I remember right. They're like, he tells them like, you care about your, what men think of you. And
Yeah.
so like he says, he's like, and I think he even he almost hints at like the Antichrist is like, he says, if one comes in his own name, him you will receive, but
That's
I
right.
come in my Father's name and you don't receive me because, same sort of thing.
Right.
So they were
right.
clearly it's clearly the unbelieving Jews in that context,
Yeah.
from the old to the new covenant sort of timeline there. So, yeah.
Right. I'm glad you brought that up because that's one of my favorite parts of John. Is that whole speech that he has in John 5. I love that. I love it when they do it in the movies, and I love it in the Bible directly. It's great.
That's a good one.
It's great.
Well, have a good day,
Wait.
man. I'm going back to work too. So,
All right, man. God bless you, man. Be safe,
All right.
and give my
All right.
best to the lady.
we'll do it, man.
All right,
Bye.
take care. Take care. That was Jamie Russell, everybody. Thank you for coming in. So I'm gonna wrap up. But let me just continue on reading here. Put you backstage. Okay, he's gone. All right. So again, let me just go back to John 8 real quick, and then I think I'm gonna wrap it up by reading all of John 5, since it's one of my favorite segments of the Gospel of John. Jesus in John 31, when he's referring to these Jews that believed on him, the term believe does not mean that they were once saved or that they are saved. Okay? The word believed here obviously means something different by virtue of the fact that we see Jesus describing these same individuals as being the sons of the devil. But what it does not say, so we agree on that with Smokey. But here's where Smokey is wrong. The text does not assert that these individuals were ever true believers to begin with. It does not say you used to believe, but you fell out of the faith because you stopped following God, blah, 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 blah. The text does not say that. Jesus is speaking in a very, very descriptive manner about these individuals, and he's making a distinction between them and those who are true sons of God, period. So it's highly understandable that even an atheist could come to this verse and say, this is a contradiction. I thought you said if you just have to believe on him, and don't you say that believing on him means that you're saved? We say yes. Okay, then. So why is Jesus here in verse 44 calling them sons of the devil? Because if you're looking at it in this particular translation in King James, the believe there is not asserting salvific stance. Is not asserting an intimate or salvific belief. This is the same way that we see the devils believing in Jesus and believing in God in James chapter 2, verse 19. So are we going to say James 2:19 says that the devils believe in God? Does that mean that they're saved? No. That's what we call assentia, mental assent, or notitia. Okay? Information, knowledge. Okay? It is not fiducia, which is an intimate knowing of something. The same way that God knows a human in a salvific manner. In the same way that Christians know Christ. We know Christ salvifically. We know Christ intimately. Not academically, of course, although we do have that as well. But we have an intimacy with the Christ. We know him in the same way that Adam knew his wife and brought forth children. In the same way that Jacob knew his wife and brought forth children. In the same way that Joseph knew his wife Mary after Jesus was born, of course, and brought forth more children. I know the Catholics don't like that argument, but anyway, we'll talk about that later. Okay? So is it an intimacy? Okay? Intimacy, not academic knowledge. Okay? So is it okay for the King James to say the Jews that were actually the sons of the devil believed on Jesus? Sure, it's fine. Personally, I would use a different language, but it's fine. All you got to do is read it in context, so there's no contradiction there. Might cause a little bit of conflict with our modern vernacular. Yes, understandable, but it's not a problem. By itself, exegetically speaking, it's not a problem. It really isn't. So there's nothing wrong with the King James or the ASV or the ESV, the NASB, because they all pretty much translate it the same way. It's fine. Because we could go elsewhere and see that in James 2:19, the word believe is used in reference to the demons and towards God. Obviously, that doesn't mean salvation. So it's fine. John 8:31, the way it's written, is fine. Doesn't need to change. Does it mean that they were once saved and then lost their salvation? No, there's nowhere in that text between verses 31 and 49 that indicates that these individuals who Jesus referred to as the sons of the devil were once believers, once actually saved and then lost their salvation. That's not the case. Okay. We see constant distinctions between the two made between verse 31 and verse 49. So anyway, so with that said, just wanted to put that out there for those of you who might be interested in that. I'm going to close up shop by reading one of my favorite parts in John chapter 5. This is the great speech that Jesus makes before the Jews. We start at verse 18. John 5:18, it says, "Therefore the Jews sought the more to kill him, because he not only had broken the Sabbath, but said also that God was his father." Uh-oh. That's not nice, Lord. Why is it not cool? Because it follows up by saying, to make yourself the son of God means that you're making yourself equal with God. Uh-oh. I want to play a dun, 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 but I don't have that. I don't have that sound effect. I'm going to have to find that. Anyway, starting with verse 19. Then Jesus answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he seeth the Father do, for what things soever he doeth, these also doeth the Son likewise. The Father loveth the Son, and sheweth him all things that he himself doeth, and he will shew him greater works than these, that you may marvel. For as the Father raiseth up the dead, and quickeneth them, even so the Son quickeneth whom he will. Let me repeat that. Some of the synergists don't like that verse. Even so the Son quickeneth whom he will. Interesting. Verse 22. For the Father judgeth no man, but he committeth all judgment unto the Son, that all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that honoreth not the Son honoreth not the Father which sent him. Verse 24, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word and believeth in him that sent me hath everlasting life, and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death unto life. See, this is more past tense. This is not something that is required, this is not something that says, oh, this is something that you must continue to do in order to be passed from death into life. No, he's speaking about the attributes of one that is actually saved, one that actually has passed from death into life. Okay. And what's one of the attributes? They believe. They are believing. They're currently believing now. Remember, we said earlier, ETH means, it indicates a present active participle, meaning that this is something that is ongoing and it is continuous. It is ongoing, continuous. Okay, and it is currently happening. Okay, that's verse 24. And by the way, conditionalists hate this verse too. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming. No, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word, or is hearing my word, and believeth on him that sent me, or is believing on him that sent me, not shall believe, but is believing, they have everlasting life. They have it right now, and shall not come into condemnation. Why? Because they pass from death unto life. Period. The conditionalists have no way out of this. This is the conditionalist kryptonite. There is no way out of this. There's no honest way for the conditionalists to get around this. I'm sorry, conditionalists, but you can't get away from this. There's just no way out of it. Anyway, verse 25. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of God, and they that hear shall live. They that hear shall live. It doesn't say everybody. It only says those that hear shall live. Verse 26. For as the Father hath life in himself, so he hath given to the Son to have life in himself, and hath given him authority to execute judgment also, because he is the Son of Man. Marvel not at this. For the hour is coming, in the which all that are in the graves shall hear his voice, and shall come forth, they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation. Verse 30. I can of mine own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just, because I seek not mine own will, but the will of the Father which hath sent me. If I bear witness of myself, my witness is not true. There is another that beareth witness of me, and I know that the witness which he witnesseth of me is true. You sent unto John, and he bare witness unto the truth. But I receive not my testimony from man, but these things I say, that you might be saved. He was a burning and a shining light, and you were willing for a season to rejoice in his light. But I have greater witness than that of John. For the works that which the Father hath given me to finish, the same works that I do, bear witness of me, that the Father hath sent me, and the Father himself which hath sent me hath borne witness of me. You have neither heard his voice at any time, nor seen his shape. But you have not his word abiding in you, for whom you have sent, you believe not. Him you believe not. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of God in you. I am come in my Father's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him will you receive. How can you believe, which receive honor of another, and seek not the honor that cometh from only God? Do not think that I will accuse you of the Father. There is one that accuseth you, even Moses, in whom you trust. For had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how shall you believe my words? I love that passage, man. It's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Again, here, as we see in John 8, Jesus is making a distinction between true believers, the nature, the ontology of one that actually is saved. They believe and they continue in the faith, versus ones who are not. Same thing in John chapter 8. So anyway, much more I can say to that, but I'm going to wrap it up there. Bob, you're a coward. I think you need to grow a pair, come into the room, or set up a time where we can have a discussion. You need to know one thing, Bob. Nobody in this community is afraid of you. We all want a piece of you, but we know that it's never going to happen because you're too much of a coward to make that happen. So that's why you're going to continue to act like you're the old miserable man that you are, and continue to try to finger your arbitrary, hypocritical finger pointing, finger wagging, pretend that you're more righteous than everybody else, while at the same time using that same middle finger that you're wagging at everybody and throwing it at them in a unbiblical and ungodly fashion, pretending to be some man of God, which you are not. So I would say to you, Bob, you need to repent of this ridiculous attitude of yours. And I'm not talking about the videos that you post. I'm talking about your attitude towards other humans in this community, whether they free gracists, Calvinists, conditionalists, whatever. You're not better than anybody in this community. You've clearly displayed that on multiple occasions. But since we are Christians, we are obligated to forgive. And so we can do that. We don't have to befriend you. If I'm going to be completely honest, I really don't want anything to do with you, to be honest with you. But that's just me as an introvert, kind of making it, finding the easy way out. But we'll see. I'll leave it up to God. If God really drives me to try to reconcile with you in some way, shape, or form, then it'll happen by His decree, of course. But we'll see. We'll see. And we know that it's not going to happen on your part. So I'm putting the invite up there. Let's have a civil discussion. Let's talk man to man. But I don't see you offering that. I don't see you making that suggestion. I don't see you making any offer to engage in a civil conversation, Bob the Coward. So the ball's in your court. Ball's in your court, brother. Let me retract that, because I really don't think I highly doubt that you're saved. But that's not my call. That's between you and God. So, but anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. For those of you who have tuned in, appreciate you guys tuning in. Sparkle, thank you for coming in. Jill, thank you for coming in. And and Jamie Russell, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. And we'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. Rob Reed, it's good to see you. I don't go by Bob. Yes, right. So yeah, you're definitely not the spineless yellow belly coward that I'm referring to. That's a different Bob. But anyway, God bless you, brother. Rob's good to see you. Love you, man. Keep up the good work with your Bible study. Man, you got some endurance, man. I tell you. I was going to make a bad joke about that, but I'll leave that alone. I don't want to get too carnal. But anyway, I love you, brother. God bless you. I will talk to you soon. Take care, the rest of you. See ya.